Well, you knew this shit was coming.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Jakar from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and Ellen and the Little Nightmare Network. And I'm back at you with another deck profile. So it is round 2 with Regenesis. And if you saw the top card from the extra deck, then you know what the rest of this deck is. Explanation-wise, the other main monster, the other archetype in this deck, the main monster's 2500 attack base, which fuels this entire, the Regenesis entire archetype. I don't play any cast heroes in this build. It's literally him, a couple of his buddies, one single solitary hand trap, and then that's it. So let's get this started with 3 Archfiend, 1 Dragon, 1 Lord, 2 Sage, and Warrior. I initially said that I would probably cut this to 1 on the Sage, but I tested this with 1 Sage. It was terrible. So 2 Sage it is. I think 2 Sage is my sweet spot. And even in the cast tier build, if I trim it down, it would be 2 Sage. 3 Regenesis, 2 Code, 1 Birth. Now, in saying all of this, the only other card I would go up on in ratio is Birth. I love 2 Code in this deck. I think I really only ever resolve 1 of the 2. If I get to the second, I get to the second. But it's there, if need be. I'd either go 2 or 3 on the Birth. The card is just that damn good. And like I said, if you caught the top monster in the extra deck, then you know that we are playing Eldlich Regenesis. So, oh yes, and if you are triggered by the fact that I am running a QCR, a PCR, and a PUR Eldlich, I don't fucking care. It was intentional. It just gave me an excuse to run 2 different artworks, because the QCR is the original artwork, and then the PUR and the PCR are the alternate. And it is starting to rain, if you heard that thunder. 2 Outland, 1 Delta. I should be playing 2 realistically and a terraforming, but I'm not. If I see the field spell, I see the field spell. That's really how I feel about it. If I see the other field spell in this deck, I see the other field spell in this deck, and it's the same, exact same feeling each way. 1 black, 1 white, 3 of the Glorious Golden Land, 2 Scarlet Sanguine, 1 Forever, 1 Conquistador, 1 Haquero. Alright, so my reasoning to trim these 2 down to 1 apiece is this. This just gets me these back. I realistically could trim this down to 1 also, but you kind of want to see this too. Because each one of these leads into one of this, or vice versa, or to one of the other ones. So realistically, 3 of these and then one of all the other 4 and 2 sanguine is kind of what I've liked playing lately. So and then after the Eldlich engine, I play one other trap card in this deck, but I played it 2. Play 2 Dragon Spawn. Eldlich's original attack is 25. All of the Regenesis monsters' attack and defense originally are 25. I don't really have to go too far into that to explain that one to you. And then probably one of the smallest zombie engines I have ever played in my life. 1 Shang-Chi, 1 Baladrock, 1 Necroworld Banshee, 1 Valkyrian, 1 Curse of the Ancient Turtle, and 1 Zombie World. So, if you want to cut anything out of this deck to put another Delta of Invitation, truth be told, you can cut Curse of the Ancient Turtle. You can cut, ironically enough, the Doom King Baladrock. You can cut practically everything else and just play. I would probably honestly keep the Valkyrian. Valkyrian actually works great in this deck. Because you don't need your normal in this deck at all. In fact, this is heavily reliant that you have a zombie on field, so you can just special summon itself, bounce it back, special another zombie from your hand, if you have another one in hand. So, and then you still ain't burning normal. I still got a couple of cards left, but quick explanation. This deck, much like a lot of others, does have the issue with draw. Because the Regenesis side heavily hates draw. The deck, neither side truly dies to Ash. Imperm only really hurts the Regenesis side to an extent. And Ogre kind of hurts, but kind of doesn't. Impulse, I honestly, because I don't play against Impulse enough to remember. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember if it can stop the Regenesis monsters. I know it can stop the summon off of Eldlich's graveyard effect. So, next is just random the remaining spells and hand traps. So let's go. Granite Regain, 2 fusion deployments, and 2 super polys. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are 2 copies of Nib. That's it. That's the only hand trap in the deck. So, could I swap things out and play like Ash or some other hand traps? Yes, you can. It's not hard to. I didn't want to. I knew this deck was a little bit lower ceiling than the Cash Terror variant, which has a lot more space to play more hand traps. This deck, you have to trim down one side or the other, and I didn't want to really do too much to one or the other. But like I said, most cuttable thing in the main deck is really the other zombies, outside of Eldlich And if you want to go two Volcarians, you can go 2 Volcarians, 2 Banshees. And then cut the rest of the zombie stuff minus the zombie worlds and the Delta of Invitations. And just play 2 to 3 Eldlich, 2 Volcarian, 2 Banshee, 2 Zombie World, 2 Delta of Invitations, and a Terraforming. Or Demise of the Land. Whichever one you feel like playing. Now, for the extra deck, yes, the extra deck has some cards in some double sleeves, some cards in not double sleeved at all, and then some cards in the other double sleeves. Because, again, I interchange a lot of my extra deck between decks. So, still one of Steve, Big Dick Bandit over here, Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord. Now, the honest truth is I never summon him in this deck by his own means. Just like I said it in the other Eldlich build, in just a straight zombie Eldlich build. I do need to put 7 Cities of the Golden Land in that deck so that I can just do it if I want to. But 9 times out of 10, you are summoning it off of the if this card is sent from the field to the grave effect of this card. Fallen Angel of the Golden Land. Oh, and he's also a Regenesis target because he's 2,500 defense. I believe the token of the normal monster summoned off of Elixir of the Glorious Golden Land is also 1825, which is the same stats as Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel is also a dark. You don't play many darks in this deck. In fact, the rest of the zombie engine are all dark. The Banshee, the Baladrock, the Volcarian, and the Shang-Chi are all darks. Main deck wise, you counted what's that, 4 or 5 darks total? And then you play literally every other attribute in this deck except for Divine. Because Regenesis covers everything, including light, everything but dark. Eldlich is also light, Lord is light, and then all of the zombies are dark. For the remainder of the fusions, we have 1 Garua, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Duke of Demise. Superpower target, superpower target, superpower target. There's really not much to be said about that. For the rest of the extra deck, we have 1 Soldier of Chaos, 1 Flying Mary, 1 SP, 1 Scareclaw Triheart, 1 Sucker, 1 Red-Eye Zombie Dragon Lord, 1. And it's funny, in all truth, I don't have a way of going into either of these. They're kind of just space fillers. If you want to take them out for something else, realistically you can. If you want to take them out for more super poly targets, it'd probably be the smartest thing you can do. But you could always put in an IP if you really just want to go this route, which is one of the alterations I did in Kashtira, the moon into the Underworld Goddess. That works too. You could play, again, more super poly targets. You could play the 3rd copy of this, a 2nd copy of that. You really don't need more than 1 copy of this or this. You don't really bank on the zombie world aspect of this deck. It's not big enough to worry about it. It's there if you need it. And in all truth, if you want to take it out, you can. But, and then the last 2 cards are 2 copies of Vergers, because you run enough 10s to actually do it. So if you want to play a third copy of Arujas, you can. You could also take these out and put in 2 Tyrones or a Tyrone and a Zeus if you want to do that too. But anyways, folks, that's it for the profile. Let me know what you think. Let me know what changes you think I should make. I said again, I built this one more for the fun. This one's a lot lower ceiling than the other ones. So, than the cashier build. I'll be honest with you, Regenesis Blue Eyes and Regenesis Dark Magician are much higher ceiling than this deck. And you don't have to play nearly as big of a Regenesis engine. And that's just if you want to lower the ceiling of the Blue Eyes deck or raise the ceiling of Dark Magician. Because let's be real. Raising the ceiling of Dark Magician isn't hard at the current moment because 1, we're not getting that support until sometime next year, and 2, the ceiling for Blue Eyes is also the floor. So, I said what I said. No regrets. Anyways, folks, I'll catch you guys on the next one. This is Bullet Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and Ellen in the Lunar Nightmare Network. Signing off.